Hey there, everybody. Draken here. Pretty much wrapping up my day around now, 8:30 p.m. Figured I'd sign on. I think yesterday was the day where these packs became available. I remember buying them way back when Christmas came around. So I'll probably be opening those tonight. And I kind of regret buying them, to be honest with you. I do. But at the time, I had driven up to visit my family for the first time in like 2 years, so there's a lot of things going on. Definitely wasn't feeling the best. And when I got up there, the first thing I found out was there's no water. Our water broke down, so instead of being able to shower after driving, I got the fun enjoyment of not showering for a couple days. Oh, there's more packed here. Oh, I should turn this down a bit. I had that turned up so I could hear people. So, yeah, I kind of bought these when I was just depressed during the Christmas season. And then, while I was up there, I played a bunch of this on my laptop with my buddies because my laptop could handle this. And then now, I'm not really playing as much as I was for that short amount of time. Most of my purchases in-game like this tend to have been around times when I've been depressed. It's a sign to not make purchases when you're not feeling the best. So, might as well open these 5 golden packs, see what we get. That'll be a little bit of everything. I do enjoy playing Magic Arena though, so I will probably play a little bit more. I have a bunch of them already. And just occasionally I'll hop on and do some quick matches, I think. That's not a hard thing to do. I've had her before. Whenever you cast an instant spell from your hand, it gains rebound. Your hand excels in the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast that card. You know, 4 cost for a rebound card. That's not bad at all. He's actually a pretty good little god there. That one's pretty mean. Again, there's so many cards out there that, like, they do such stupid things. But it's hard to know how a game is going to turn out. Because you play a really stupid card that you're like, yeah, this is game winning, and then someone else plays something that just destroys that. Power to each opponent. That's not bad. Oh, is this part of the new set here? This little sword symbol? I think it is. Aw, what a cute little dog. Oh, target opponent creates 2. Disguise. Okay. I've seen a mechanic just like disguise before, but it's called something else. I don't know what it was called, morph or some shit or something like that. It's not really a new mechanic, it's just a twist on an old mechanic. They like to do that a lot. Let's open hands, making those all colors. Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. This is a not bad one for a multicolor deck. Heavy on the green. Let's get it out pretty good. I mean, if you have 4 of those in a 60 card deck, It's almost like you're gonna get it every time. Cloak the top card. Cloak. Okay, that's another mechanic. Murder mystery mechanics. That's what this stuff is. Cloak card. Put it on the battlefield face down. T2 creature with ward 2. Turn it face up any time for its mana cost if it's a creature card. Can't be blocked. Put the card to its owner's hand. You know, this could be a pretty good card too. Artifact equipment. You may play lands and creature and enchantment spells. So basically, as long as you don't have instants or sorceries, this lets you play the top card of your deck every time. So, as long as you take all your instants and sorceries out, this is a pretty good card. All permanent opponent controls all tokens that player controls with the same name as that permanent. Okay. Surveil 1. Might as well open these garbage ones. And I think it's not good stuff. I think those are the end of the season awards I got or something. 2 cost for a mana generator. For white isn't bad, but only for artifacts. Control, come out of trigger artifact. Next, generator, the battlefield back now as a sorcery. Use it. Could have its uses. I don't really care too much about most of those. There wasn't any actual special deals with it. New offers every day. Just card art garbage. That's a lot of cards there. None of those were mythics though. I do like it when you get those though. So you can just choose whichever one you want, and whatever. Sky 6. And for each instant source of card in your graveyard, face up, discard your hand and draw 3 cards. Okay, that's not so bad. And it's Prowess Haste. 2 cost. 3, put it face down. There's probably stuff that just puts them into disguise without you having to pay that 3, or reduces the cost. Discard a card, draw 2. To solve, you have no cards in hand. You have unsolved solve at the beginning. Beginning of your upkeep, discard your hand and draw 2 cards. That's actually pretty nice. But does this stay out, or once it's been solved, does it just go away? That's actually what I'm not sure. mean, it's an enchantment, so once it's solved, should it say? I don't know. Guess I'll find out if I play one of them, then I'll know. That's a really good 2-cost card right here. Q for a draw card, no maximum hand size, and then it stays on the battlefield, giving you that effect. That's all good. Like, that's super nice. Anything that's low cost like that does a really nice effect can definitely work out good. Venture, investigate, you may play an additional land this turn. Okay, so then whenever he attacks, he just destroys one of your own artifacts. That could be that, or treasure tokens. This guy isn't too bad of a little guy either. There's a board wiper. And the rest of the graveyard is 2 life, 2 tap, collect evidence, 3 each bonus, 3 life, discard cards, face down permanent you control is turn face up, put a 1/1 counter on it, and a 1/1 counter on this sentry guy. Okay. He definitely works good with the surveil shit, or whatever it's called. The morphing, not morphing. What's it called? Cloak. Cloak and the other thing. Cloak and disguise. Okay, so 4 cost for 2 mana, spend this only to cast face down spells or to turn a creature face up. 4/4/4/4 that gives 2 mana is not bad. Not bad. Card is mana value 2 or less, you may put it onto the battlefield and it gains haste until end turn. Didn't put the real card on the battlefield this way, put it into your hand. Put the rest bottom of your library in random order. That's nice, actually. If you have a low-cost deck, this really helps you get things going. That could be useful. That's a really nice one. I like this derpy little one. It's just a regular enchantment too. I could work with this. I have an idea for that. Definitely not game winning, just kind of fun derp. There are some skeletons you can just pay like 1 or 2 to bring them back, then sacrifice cards to draw more cards. And then you'd be creating little stupid plant tokens. Yeah, I can make something work with that, I think. Skies. It's a heavy disguise cost, but green has a lot of mana generation and mana pull. Oh, there you go. This just automatically turns it face up. Yeah, so you don't have to pay that. There are going to be cards that are going to just turn them up. So you number of face-up creatures you control with disguise. Face down pile, shuffle that pile, then cloak. Okay, so you can just keep flipping your shit. That's gonna be annoying for some decks. They're gonna have stupid combos, I just know it. 2 cost exile target attacking creature. Not bad. Some of these, like just normal silver cards and common cards, are actually really decent. The Spectre creature. The Spectre creature has menace and can't block. Okay. If I have to return something from the graveyard to the battlefield, you have something to throw strong creatures in that could be useful. Late game. Airtight alibi and suspect on top of the chance creature. Text food until end turn. Suspected is no longer suspected. +2/+2 cannot become suspected. You draw your second card each turn. It's +1/1 and gains vigilance until end turn. Whatever. That's not bad either. You draw a card and then you have another draw card later with an artifact. Used to have a good clue deck back in the day. Opponent sacrifices an artifact, each opponent sacrifices an enchantment, each opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. For 1 cost, that's actually really good for a common card. So artifacts and enchantments can be really... Some enchantments can be game ending when they're really good, and you just pay 1 to destroy it. It's not bad at all. At least it has other options for you. So for 3, it gives 1 creature +2/+2 in vigilance. Oh, until end of turn. And then it just gives the one that you do have. Okay, that makes sense now. 6 costs though to disguise for an indestructible. Death Touch, yeah, I know, I probably wouldn't use this guy. 3 cost, Murder. Good old Murder there. That one's been around quite a bit. Destroy target creature. Yeah, there we go. There's stuff to reduce the cost of them. Yeah, you're gonna have some really low cost flipping shit going on. You pay 3 and then you get like something that costs like 8 to flip it and it destroys all your shit, and then you pay 2 to flip it over with a stupid instant. It's gonna be annoying. Spell can't be countered. Target creature is -X until end of turn. See, that's not bad. Not being able to counter things is nice. It's just common too. It's actually nice that it's a pumpable one. Gets better as the game goes on. Enters battlefield, target opponent exiles a card from their hand. That's not bad. It's one of those annoying cards that annoys people pretty bad. Early on anyways. Land pull. I mean, there is just 2 cost land pulls that don't involve the extra step, and you have to pay 3 to disguise it, so it's not really, nah. Yeah, I wouldn't bother with that. It's probably ways to make it work, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Draws collection, space, power, and toughness from 1 until end of turn instead. $6 cost for that. Nope. Any color, activate only once each turn to exile it from the graveyard. Exile target card from a graveyard. Attack 3 more creatures, blah blah blah. Pick your poison. I do like pick your poison. That's a nice card. We have a lot of cards to go through though, so hopefully we get the rest of those black-green ones. Got one mythic in there. That is a hefty cost. What do you do? X less to cast or X is the total toughness of creatures you control. Defender. 4. Until end turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player. Draw cards equal to its toughness and can attack as though it didn't have defender. Okay. Man, that's actually pretty decent. He's actually not a bad little crocodile. Crocodile elk turtle. Nice. Pride of Hullclad. I like him. I don't know how often I would ever put this guy in a deck, but I think he's a neat little buddy. If he had reach, it would be better. If you use that with him, that'd be a good little chunk of damage, but... Oh, just each creature, too. That just hits everything. Each of X target permanents creates X tokens that copies of those permanents. Ooh. It's a hefty cost, but blue-green copying deck could be neat. Could be fun. Hey, look, another green-black thing. Destroy target permanent opponent controls. This controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, and shuffle. I don't like it. I'm not going to use it, and I'm never going to pick it. I don't like giving people mana. I mean, actually, endgame, that could be not bad, but still. No. Still don't like it early on. It's not a bad sorcery, just to help control the game. It's +1/+1 and has one of the creature attacks available 2. Sacrifice Candlestick. Top 2 cards in your bury them in the graveyard and the rest on top of your library. +1/1. Isn't bad. This one's actually pretty decent early on. There's a lot of spells that just can't be countered. I say a lot, but I've seen 2. So there's 2 so far that can't be countered. I do like this one though. Yeah, blue and green. Just deck that has copy stuff in it. It'd be fun to play. I don't know how well it would play. It'd be fun to play. So 2 cost for a 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a flying counter on it. It's a spirit. This is a really good silver card. It doesn't disappear or die, and it gains flying. That's a super good one. One or 2 target creatures, self creatures control total power 8 or greater. If unsolved, solve the beginning control and step. Counter on target attacking creature gains trample until end of turn. That's pretty decent for 3. Just generates counters. There's a lot of things that give extra counters when you put a counter on something. I have a main green deck in here that does that. So that wouldn't be a bad addition to it. Of course, you need to figure out what to take out of things. Okay. 1/1 counter on each attacking creature you control for 3. That's not the worst. Create 3 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. There. 6, it's pretty hefty. Oh, you have a tree that can disguise itself. So, you would pay for its disguise cost, so you'd pay for 3 to put it upside down. So that's 3 mana right there. And then you'd pay 3 to flip it up to turn it into a land. And you'd gain 2 mana of any one color, and you could tap it for mana. So you pay 3 to be able to get 3 mana. It just doesn't seem good. Maybe if you have it in a really multicolored deck, but paying 3 for that, fuck. Just doesn't feel good. Unless there's something that reduces the cost of disguising and then putting it down and flipping it up. I just don't. I don't like that land. Spend 3/1/1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures. You gain life equal to the greatest toughness among creatures you control. 5, 6, 7. Ooh. So that would work okay with the bigger guy, as long as you have a ton of mana. Read a 1/1 human creature. Consider this just human motherfucker goblin. Sacrifice among us for the creature type controls. Gains death touch until end of turn. Okay, so basically create 3 tokens, choose to attack with 1 or all. And then if somebody blocks them all, you can reveal which one you chose. So you could just start attacking with just a merfolk and then try to trick somebody into not blocking it. Even if it wasn't the one you picked. I don't know, it's not the worst card for 3 creatures and a bunch of counters. It's not the worst, it is a little pricey though. This one I know is just going to have stupid effects with some of the turn-up card costs. This guy isn't bad. 1 cost. Surveil 2, and then 1 cost from your graveyard for 1 counter. It's not that bad. Not amazing or anything. Oh, there's a bunch of shops. This can be good sometimes. Tend not to use them, but you can get some good results if you have other things to work with those. Early on, it helps you kill things off pretty fast. Untapped, its controller's untapped step. To shuffle enchanted creature into its owner's library. I like that, that's kind of a funny one. Artifact, enchantment, or a creature with that for 3, that's It's a good amount of protection for yourself. Magnifying glass isn't the worst. There's a way to lower that cost there. It could be better. Again, who knows what else you'll find going on in here. I'm getting a good amount of these cards, though. How many do I have right now? More than enough to make a good deck if I really want to. Oh, 4 mythics this time. Oh, nice. See, that's what I like to see when you open those up and it just gives you the mythics. Then you can just pick the good ones out of the new set. Based on creatures you control have 4, turn it face up. Okay, so that's a little better. Oh, so whenever any assassin you control hits an enemy with this person out, all of a sudden you can just cloak the enemy's deck. It's not bad at all, blue-black. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stupid mythics that do stupid stuff, but there's varying degrees of stupidity in Magic. A spell from Monkar's exiled within that spell would be put into graveyard along with Slavery. Total mana. Okay, so you can get a couple things out of that. I probably won't use that. This could be a mean one. There's a lot of destroy creature cards now. Well, maybe not a lot, but there's a couple at least. Beginning of your end step, investigate for each opponent who lost life this turn. Whenever a clue you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token flying. This ability triggers only once each turn. Okay, only once each turn. It's 3 or more creatures and draw a card when you play attack for 5 or more. So that's 3 damage. Each of your opponents. Oh, so that's even if they're attacking you, she'll do some damage. That's kind of nice. She's actually a pretty good little 5-cost angel. Mirror faces attacks. Target card from a graveyard, then investigate. Whenever you sacrifice a human you may have, allows it to become a copy of a creature card exiled with it until end of turn. That is pretty decent too, here, for 2-cost guy. Yeah, he's a good draw mechanic. He's not the worst for stats. And there's a lot of things that lower the cost of artifacts, so this guy could even be pretty useful. And the extra counters whenever you sacrifice an artifact. Probably meant mostly for clues, but it could be a lot of things that sacrifice. Even this thing, sacrifice artifact. Although I don't really like that one. It's not bad for 3 for 3/2 unblockable. Now there's a bunch of equipment that can be sacrificed. Here's another black-green. Insect assassin. So it's another assassin, which worked the other idiot there. Use battlefield, destroy target non-token. Oh, destroy target token an opponent controls. Okay, so token creature or artifact. Basically clues. Or I guess you could pick treasures too. Whatever. 3/2 reach for 2. Not the worst. Somewhat situational with the tokens. Some enemies won't use tokens. Hey, that's not bad either. So, I've seen this card before. Not this specific version of it, but the one where you have to pay 1 when it enters, or it destroys itself. I got a couple of them. 2 cost for a haste 2/2 that you can pay 2 and sacrifice and draw a card. For an artifact, that's not the worst. It could actually be pretty nice in a quick little deck. Look in your graveyard that are oozes or are aimed slime against humanity. That can have any number. See these cards? Okay, these cards, they're pretty funny, alright? I like these kind of cards. I might just mess around and make a deck with mostly these. You know what? I'm gonna do it. It's a common card. How many commons do I have? 33. I can make a big deck of just stupid slimes and maybe a couple other derpy things. Maybe something that'll reduce the cost of sorceries. Draw cards. Exile end in your graveyard that are oozes or are named slime against humanity. So I could find a bunch of other oozes to go into this deck and just make a stupid ooze deck just for fun. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a derpy slime ooze deck. Because why not? Honestly, the biggest reason I actually enjoy this is just the deck building. More than anything, like it's just fun to build decks on this. Just enjoyable. So many cards. Okay, so 3 mythics out of this set. Double red, whenever creature is dealt damage, its controller may exile that many cards from the top of their library. Then may play those cards until the end of their next turn. Oof. That's one of those enchantments that can change a game. Especially if you have a way to damage your own creatures. And you can guarantee you can play your own cards. I wonder if there's anything that can tap without paying mana to damage like any target or just damage your own creatures. That's one I would look into. It's 2 cost. Even just something derpy like a 1-cost shock or something. Or whatever does 3 damage for 1 would give you up to 3 cards. Oof, that's a stupid one. That's one of those high stupidity cards. Forecast. Must be blocked each combat if able. 8/4. This is also a stupid guy. These 2 ones were really stupid. This one I still think this one's even... Fuck, you could put these both in the same deck. I guarantee you're getting fast stuff with green, red. Green, red. I'm gonna make a mean green, red deck later. Creature gains death touch until end of turn. Vigilance until end of turn. Creature gains double strike until end of turn. That's also a really good one. For 3. 3 for a 4/4 that can give anything those abilities, as long as you have the mana for it. Well, if its power is greater than Sharp Iron, stiffness greater than that. Counter on Sharp Iron. Key and investigate. Okay, so it just keeps getting more and more buffer. Instead of a face down, you may look and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. Gross. That's why you may spend mana as though a mana of any type. Oh, super gross. It's only 2 dedicated black and a bunch of X. Fuck. An instant, so you can do it at the end of the turn. That's a gold card, too. Sometimes you just see some really stupid cards, and they aren't even, like, mythics. Yeah, outrageous robbery is correct. At this turn, you gain 2 life, surveil. There's so many cards to use in new decks now. Double strike trample. Meh. Cost is a little high for me to want to put it into a deck with the stats it has. Combat on your turn, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter. That would work good in the valet deck I have. 4 cost though, so it doesn't fire off super fast. 4. Whenever you collect evidence, investigate. Scene of the crime. That is such a situational card. That would probably never actually work too often. Oof. That's a good counter for the blue-green deck. Make a good blue-green counter copy deck. Bunch of X and mana pull. +3/+3 in greens. Trample until end of turn. Well, 1 cost for 3 effects isn't the worst. Basic land cycling. Then you get a good old 6 cost card in your graveyard. And 3. You've seen that effect more than once, that's for sure. That has been seen quite a few times. Another 10 packs to open here. Only 1 mythic out of those. Pay the mana cost for spells that you cast. Well, I'm not going to use that. This is one of those ones that has 7 cost in just a pure blue deck, yeah. Oh, I really wanted to use this. Probably ever. Exile another target. So this guy is pretty decent. Control it, return the battlefield tapped. Otherwise, controller creates a 2/2. But still, that can take out a lot of things. Enchantments, creatures. Could be useful. I got 2 of this little guy. Hey, I got another one of these. Good. I want these. Gonna make a deck around that card. Control a target permanent you own but don't control. Oh, okay, so when he flips up, he gives them those guys. I don't really like that. So I won't use it. I'm sure there's some mechanics you can use around that. Enters the battlefield. Investigate twice. Pay 3 to tap it for 2 turns. Push and pull. Destroy target tapped creature for 2 is really good. It's a sorcery though, so it's not as good. If it was an instant, that'd be much better. 2 target creature cards from a single graveyard on the battlefield under your control to gain haste until end of turn, sacrifice them at the beginning of the next step. 6 cost. You know, both of these are okay. The 2 cost push is much better than the 6 cost pull, I think. Realistically, I guess it's however you manage to build your deck, but some cards just don't jive super well. Favorite create 2 tapped 1/1 black bat creature tokens. -2 Yeah, the one suspected no longer suspected. I like how this little thing looks. 1 cost for a 1/1 haste, alright, so far so good. Just battlefield suspected. So it has, you know, menace and haste when it enters. Other creatures enters the battlefield under suspected. You may suspect one of the other creatures if you do. Okay, so basically you can just transfer its menace over to another creature and then it can't block. So this is good. It's actually a good card, as stupid as it looks with the art. Just because it's a 1/1/1 haste. In a fast deck, starting to hit people turn 1. Oh. Sometimes those quick decks are just such a pain in the ass. Mill 3 cards and investigate. Each opponent mills 3 cards, and you may cast a spell from each opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. Okay. 6 cost for that. That's not that bad. It's just, I probably won't use it. Deal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle 2 for a land search for any deck is actually nice. 5 colors among permanents you control. If unsolved, solve at the beginning of your end step. Solve. In combat on your turn, dark creature you control gains flying, double strike, vigilance until end of turn. Solve at the beginning of your end step. So this seems to be a really good card. But I don't really understand how these work 100% yet. I'm just making assumptions on how those work. So I see The first effect happens when it enters the battlefield, and then this doesn't happen until after this happens. More creatures attack this turn, and then after you solve it, then you just get that effect, and since it's an enchantment, it should stay out. I think that's how that works. That makes sense to me. Who's online right now? This was collected. Target creature is +2/+0 until intelligence. That seems like a lot of effort for what you basically just pay 2 for a green card to do. Got 3 of them though in this one. Slam against humanity. I'm gonna make a lot of those. I wish I got a bunch more of these in these common cards here. There's an artifact this turn. The spell can't be countered. It's 4 damage to target creature. Sacrifice an artifact. It costs 2 to do it. It's a sorcery though. 2 cost 4 damage. It's only if you sack an artifact though. Otherwise it's 5 cost and that's just useless. I would say that's a throw in the garbage card. But again, maybe you guys can make it work, I don't know. Sometimes you will see people playing some of these cards and it'll be like, oh, okay, so that's how that's probably supposed to be used. I don't think I'm ever going to use that thing. Still costs so much. 3 to do it, and then 3 more, so it's 6 cost to put 1 card into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Unless you have other effects that are kicking off when you transform things. 3 packs left, so probably not getting anything super amazing here. Another one of those dumb birds. Menace, Ward, Haste, 5, 6, 7 cost. Attack, sack for sitting on creatures and exile top X cards in our box. Total limit power. You may cast any number of instances or sorcery cards among the exile cards. Oof, that could be pretty crazy actually. The total power. You could go through your whole deck and just cast everything. That is a game ender if you get it out. 7 cost though in a red-green. If you make the game last that long, you can make it work. I like him. He's actually a nice card. I wouldn't mind playing him. So it would be crazy what you could do with him, but again, that's such a high cost. Card, up to 1 target land card, up to 1 target non-aura enchantment card from graveyard or battlefield. Hi-fi. So it's not so bad when you have these higher costs in a green deck. There are ways to get extra mana out early on. Ooh, poison counter card. At 6 cost. If you do get it out, then you sacrifice a couple clues. Like, that could end the game, but 6 cost. That's the problem there with that one. Like, if you're sitting at a table, and you're doing Commander, or, you know, just playing with 6 other people, these kind of, like, higher cost cards are more viable, but when you're doing, like, a one-on-one, quick game to try to win, you're looking more at like the 2 to 4 cost cards that just end the game quickly. Or these kind of cards that just scale really well. Because, you know, they pay 6 to get this guy out, then you pay 6 to just instantly kill it, and they're like, oh, okay then. I actually really like this Slice from Shadows. I'm gonna probably put it in a deck or 2. Or at least my black deck, for sure, probably. And these kind of things that like only cost a little bit to bring out, and then you can start getting them like pumped up with counters. Super useful. Sacrifice an artifact or discard a card to draw 2. For 2. Instant, not bad. I've seen lots of cards like that. They're useful in fast decks. So, packs wise, I have 9,000 gold. I have a bunch of these tokens because I paid for all that shit back during Christmas, which is a dumb thing to do. So let's play. We're opening these packs for this set. Whatever. It's actually not that hard to get the gold if you do the dailies. Try to do more of the dailies. What I have to do for the dailies, I think I've been 20 creature spells, 25 opponents. Like, that's a pack right there. This, and then a couple wins is another pack. Like a mythic pack. So it's actually not that hard to get these if you just kind of regularly play. Not bad getting those. Like, I think this is the best option you can get, is if you just get the mythic card. It kind of feels lackluster, but at the same time, it's super good to get it. Because then you can just get whatever you want. Beginning of your upkeep, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Oh, for 3. I know exactly which land cards I'm putting into this deck. Some Evolving Wilds or something. Oh, that's so good. And it's not even a legendary enchantment. Fuck, that's good. This is a good one. I like it a lot. I'm gonna make it into one of my decks for sure. But I'd want 3 other copies of this in that deck. Then I'd get probably 4 Evolving Wilds. There's actually a bunch of lands you can sack to bring out others, and then when you put them in the battlefield, you get a life. Fuck me, that's a good card. 3 cost, half. So just costs collect evidence X. X is the total amount of value of permanents this spell targets. 1 target artifact, up to 1 target creature, up to 1 target enchantment, up to 1 target planeswalkers. Okay, that's not a bad one. It's actually pretty decent, but you have to have it in a deck that throws things into your graveyard. This guy's actually really good too. I got 2 of him now. Because he just hits the enemy's creatures. That's actually pretty stupid. You just wipe somebody out with this. Flying Lifelink Ward 2 for 4 cost. Turned up. Exile up to X other target creatures from the battlefield and or other creature cards from graveyards. Okay, she's actually pretty decent. Still don't like the ward mechanic too much because it costs quite a bit, but she's pretty decent. You can pull things out of your own graveyard and then take the creatures off of their battlefield, and even if they do kill her, they'd have to play their creatures again, so it's not that bad. Cards leave your graveyard. Create a 2/2 white and blue detective creature token, then investigate. Yeah, you can make a good little derpy green-black deck. Hey, there we go, another one of these. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Refer 1 of the creature cards from your graveyard. 0/1 green black token. Put a 1/1 counter on each plant you control. Those can get so big so fast. So I'm going to focus on that deck first here, this one. I'm going to add some of these to a lot of this. This is so fucking stupid. If it works the way I think it does, we'll see. Oh, nice. Good. I got 2 of those, so I'm only 1 away from getting my 4th set of those. Face-down creature. Take the battlefield under control. Stupid one. Counter on. Well, for 2 costs for an add 1 mana, and then he gets more counters based on the flip creatures. It's a solid common card right here, like really solid common card. Got 2 of them. I probably won't put them in my decks, but 2 for 1 mana is still, it's great. And then you have the added effect of whatever dumb shit it does. Pure profit on that one. Okay, so that's all. What's this? Oh, it's for... because I started buying those packs to get a gold pack. Okay. So let's just see. I just want to take one of the decks I've currently started building or that I have built, or do I want to just start new? You know what? I'm gonna start new. Kind of hate how it puts all the new cards first, so I'm just going green, black. Can I fucking get rid of my new cards already? Collected, not collected, murder this one. And yeah, we'll just go with that. Not alchemy, standard is what I normally always build. I'm just gonna look at this set. I don't want to see the new cards game. I know there's new cards. There's lots of new cards. Alright, fuck whatever. I do want to make a slime deck. How many of these can you add? You can add a lot. Oops. Oops. I'm not going to build that deck just yet, but I'm going to make a slime deck just for funsies. Just because I can. I need something stupid that just lets me, like, play the top card of my deck as long as it's a sorcery or a land or something, you know, and then you can just keep going and going and going. That's what I really need there. That. Let's take a look at the lands. Shit, I guess I need to format legal for the lands. Don't really care about that. Tapped. 5, sacrifice it, discover 4. No, don't really care about that. There's stat. So I guess that has a different effect too. I could also make it with power 2 or less can't be blocked. I don't really care about that effect personally. I'd rather 2 tap, sacrifice it, draw a card. Enters the battlefield tap, but if you keep bringing them in, that could be good. 2 for a draw mechanic isn't that bad. Especially if you have a bunch of these and you're getting a lot of land out. Mechanic to give yourself draw could be super useful. 3 cards. Oh, this could be useful actually for this. It's only a rare land too, so I could make a copy of it and have two of those. You control a legendary green creature. I don't. Tap channel to discard it. Wonders, destroy target artifact, enchantment. Opponent controls. No, never liked that one. So just with this here, this opens up so many things you can do with just these stupid little lands. Like normally I wouldn't be doing the effects where you sacrifice a land to do something, but then if on your upkeep you just return a land from the graveyard to the battlefield tap, then it's a whole new game all of a sudden. Oh yeah, there's this one too, so it's the black version of that. Same thing, draw a card. So I'm only going to look at the black. He's going to control 2 or fewer lands. It's not bad. Since I don't have any though, I wouldn't be crafting these gold ones. I don't really want to do that. But they are nice and they give you that early advantage of choosing either or. I mean, you can also choose this one. Tapped 4 becomes 4/4. It's still land. Your food token and exile up to 1 turn card from the graveyard. Food, life. Not the worst. Not what I'm looking for though. These start to be a bunch of different colors. Counter on it. 3 tap, sacrifice a tree, all on permanent mana value. Equal to the number of charge counters on it. Could be useful, but costs a lot to do that, so I'm not going to do it. So these are the ones I was thinking of. Basic forest, plains, or island. Shuffle, gain a life. So just the extra life is pretty nice. Sacrifice when you use mountain, forest, or plains. I need the one that does swamps. Sure, there is one that does that. 2/1 counters a target creature, activate only as a sorcery. Nope. That one. Just spells chosen type. Can't be countered. This is just a good land. I think I actually chose to pick a couple of these just because it was nice. Whenever I ran into those blue decks, I'd play this, and then now they can fuck with my creatures all of a sudden. This one was controlling my search. I know. Don't want that. 2 tap the 2/1 counters on target not entered the battlefield this turn. You know, that's actually a decent effect right there. That's really good. I'm not going to put it in this deck because it doesn't really work with the theme I'm going, but that's a good effect that you'd want on just a land in a counter deck. I don't think I've put that in any of my decks. I probably didn't even realize that was a card. That's the crazy thing. Like, you'll go through all these cards building your decks, and then all of a sudden you'll look at a card and you'll be like, huh, well, look at that. Something I've totally never seen until just now, even though you've looked through the lands multiple times before. I swear I've looked through all the lands like at least 4 or 5 times, and then I do not remember seeing this. So, sacrifice a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tap. That's the basic one. I want the one that either forest or swamps and life. Put 4 of those in here. Kids you can have tap. Pay 1 life, add 1 mana out of the others. Nope. Start our non-basic land. Non-basic land. Opponent controls. Each player searches their library for a basic land card, puts it on the battlefield, then shuffles. So you know what? Fields of Ruin. That could actually be decent, because then you can just pull it back next turn. Might not take it. I might add it later, though. We'll see. Plains, islands, or swamped. We're getting there. And you know what? These lands that end up doing something and also becoming a creature, those can come in clutch when like you have a bunch of creature destroy cards or other things that are just killing all your creatures. You can play this, make a creature and hit them. One mana of any color, activate one of my arts. To the battlefield this turn. 3 tap, create a 1/1. 3 tap to create a creature is also really good. I think I was gonna make a Phyrexian deck, but then I ran out of cards making things. Then I just forgot about it. But lands like this are also super useful. Island, swamp, or mountain. Not what I'm looking for. Sacrifice it, search your land before basically put it on battlefield tapped. See, I don't want to pay mana for that. Why would I pay mana for this when I could just have this enter, destroy itself? I gain a life. It's giving me stuff and getting what I want. Swamp, mountain, forest. There we go. That's what I wanted. Craft all. Two tap, sacrifice, roadside reliquary, draw a card, control an artifact. Draw a card if you control an enchantment. Oh, so if I have artifacts and I have this, that could give me 2 draw cards for 2. 2 for 2. That could be useful. So a lot of them are pay 2, sacrifice it, draw a card. That one's... You have to have both an artifact and an enchantment. Enchantments, if I'm playing that thing, this would be the one that would be in there. I'm just uncrafting 3 of them. We'll try 3 of them. We'll see if, when I have 2 of them out, if it lets me play multiple lands at the same turn. If it does, that's amazing. Basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. Oh, that's really good for her. Oil deck. Copy of target non-token artifact you control, mana value X or less. I have this in my equipment decks. I remember making those. Those are so nice. Tap that on target one creature gets +2/+1. That tap unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. Just basic land type. And then abilities of threats, cost additional 1 life to activate. Okay, that one's not so bad, because when you destroy this, you get a treasure token. And if you destroy all their multicolor lands, you can mess them up, but they can search for basics, so they'd search for the type they don't have, of course. Vampire you control. Okay, so that would actually be useful if you had a bunch. Tap, scribe, blah 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 blah. Sacrifice, treasure, draw card. Draw a card, discard a card. This one's really nice to cycle through things. It would also work really well with this, because I could throw land in there and then it doesn't matter. I'm cycling through cards. Okay, that's good. That's decent. That's good. It's not bad, and if I have artifacts, why not have a couple of these? Okay, that's a start. So for the lands, we just have 4 of those, 2 of those. Basic land card. You know what? Frick, I should probably just grab. I don't know. Just put a couple of Evolving Wilds in there. See, I like the idea of putting these in there, and then I can pull them out, gain a life. It might not seem like much, but if you have a couple of these, you're gaining a couple life. It's not so bad. So I could basically put this in and think of this as a swamp. I shouldn't put too many of these. Because those pull out. Yeah, no, I don't want too many of those, actually. This will be more than enough. Like, I will end up getting those ones quite a bit. Eventually, I'll pull most of the lands out of the deck if I do that. Okay, let's stop looking at the lands now. Still looking at... Okay. Format legal, blah, 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 blah. Collected, not collected. Let's look at the new set for now. Maybe I should make this with this. Return a land. There is another green enchantment that lets me play a card from my graveyard if I haven't played another card. Huh. This could be not bad if I do this. Return a token. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do this. We'll see how this works. We'll create 4 of those. They're cheap, they have a good effect, and it just skipped that whole page when I hit complete deck. Whatever. I want to actually get rid of things in my graveyard. The 1 target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Put in the graveyard from anywhere. Deathmatch, lifeline. Nope, don't want that. I need mill 2 cards. Surplus 2 until end of turn. I'll activate only once. No, once each turn, okay. One black. Suspected skeletons. Soft. 2 sacrifices. Case 6 5 for card. Put into your hand and shuffle. It's actually not bad for the cost. It does. Not too high cost here, though. Actually, it's not bad. If that works the way I want it to, things work out good. I should be able to get good mana ramp going in this deck. Once I get to 3, so I should put in 1 or 2 1-cost things that give mana. Artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. I could put 1 or 2 of these in here, I think. At least 2. Vein Ripper. Flying Ward. Sacrifice a creature. Whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. 6 cost. It's actually pretty good, but 6 cost. 3 black devotion specifically. Might not kick off too well. Is that really all they have for the black mythics there? Sorting is probably stupid still. It's still probably going through new cards. It's probably all not organized quite yet. Four cost. Sacrifice it and return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Oof. Okay. Mill 3 cards. That would actually work not bad with this. It's just... this should do the job good enough on its own. I don't need to add that. Oh, that's gross. Just for a 2 cost in a pure green deck. That's gross. It's only uncommon. He's really good. And for up to 2 forest cards revealed and put one onto the battlefield tap and the other into your hand. I probably wouldn't even use this guy as disguise. I'd just use him as a 2 cost, like, huge creature. He is great for a pure green deck. Stupidly good for silver. Vanguard still costs too much. Well, 3 dedicated green instant. Choose one. Search your land for a creature card or land card. Reveal it. Put it tapped if it's a land card. Otherwise, put it. Okay, for a second there, I was gonna say that 3 cost card is broken, but it did specify that you only put it on the battlefield tapped if it's a land. Big deal there with that wording. 1/1 counter target creature control deals damage equal to its power to target creature don't control. Sell target artifact or enchantments. This is a good card for a pure green deck. It's good because it has a lot of different options of ways you can deal with things. It's exile. Exile is pretty nice too. So I would definitely recommend throwing that into a pure green deck. This is super nice for the tokens and the draw cards. Especially if we're going with this derpy Insidious Roots. Creates those tokens. I don't think I'm going to have anything else that creates tokens in this deck. I'm just going to have these guys here. And I'm going to put Skeleton in here. I'm going to put some cards that sacrifice my creatures to give me draw. So I'm not going to actually have a lot of other tokens, but this is going to be a good card if I create a different token deck. Which I might. May collect 3 evidence 3 when you do put 1 counters on it. I love this stupid card. So I'm going to make this deck, and then I'm going to make a slime deck just for fun. And I might make it pure green, or I might make it green-black with this Insidious Roots. Make it a plant slime deck. I just like the Insidious Root ones. This creature tokens, this creates tokens. That'd be a huge amount of mana. Then I just need a way to draw cards consistently. So this, that, draw cards, that's a deck. That's it. That's the whole deck. That'd be the whole stupid thing. Basic land card, put it on the battlefield tap and shuffle, investigate. Library, cloak 2 of them and put the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. Additional land on each of your turns. Look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may play lands and cast creatures and enchantments. Oh my goodness. This is what I need in this deck. That's an enchantment. Sorcery. Enchantment. Artifact. Okay. Still, I'm going to put 2 of those in. Yeah, I don't have blue in this deck, so he's not coming in here. Alright. I feel like there should be more mythic rares that I'm not seeing right now. I'm wondering why. Collected and not collected. Okay, let's take a look at the mythic rares, just mythic rares. There really isn't any? That's crazy. There's not really that many mythic rares. Well, this one's a really good one, though. There's none of the multicolor. I guess there's this one. So 4 for up to 4 destroy cards for 4 is actually like really good if you have things that you throw into your graveyard. You see, I'm going to be trying to play the things out of my graveyards. I don't actually want to destroy them. But that's crazy, there's not that many mythic rares out of those for the cards I'm looking for. Okay, let's just get back to over here. We have permanent and opponent controls. We may search the library for basic card, put on death tab. Do not like that. That's right, I read that before and I did not like it. And I still do not like it. It's not the worst card, but I don't really like it either. Surveil 1. Library, you may put it into your graveyard. I may put it. Surveilling 1 isn't that bad of a deal either. Maybe I should think about grabbing some surveil cards. Nope, there's not much else that I'm really going to put into this deck from this set. He could be a good game ender if you get him out at the right time. And I guess I'm also going to make the blue green. After one target spell is each with left start permanents create each tokens that are a copy of that permanent. Maybe my slime deck should add this blue and green. Blue-green slime deck with this sorcery. And this sorcery. Have literally like 0 creatures in it. Or maybe if I can find some slimes or oozes. It's target permanents, that's anything. So I could take things from the opponents and like they play a broken enchantment, I can make 2 copies of it. Make things work much better in mine. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments. That would be so not good for the deck I'm currently making. That would be like the worst case scenario for this deck. So like I could add some of these to this deck if they have the right colors of green and others. Or even this one could be added. Each opponent mills 3 cards, and you may cast a spell from each opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. If a spell is cast this way, mill 3 cards and investigate. Yeah, you know what? That 2 cost isn't that bad. But I'd have to do either or, right? I can't just choose one. 2 for 3 mill, and draw a card on the end of somebody's turn. That could be useful. Especially for this. Maybe I'll just not worry about countering people's shit with this deck and just try to make my stuff fly off. Five. Well, that's not happening anytime soon. Not going to add that in, but that's a contender possibly for this deck. Anything that lets you play opponent's cards is pretty decent, because lots of the times in this game, when you're playing against other people, they will have dumped a lot of money into decks and shows sometimes. Sometimes they just get stupid shit out, and it's like, oh, okay, well, not much I can do unless you steal it from them. Copy their stuff, so let's make this format legal. Yeah, I have a very specific 1 cost that I'm looking for black. Skeleton buddy, where are you at? Counter on Champion of the Perished for 1 cost. That's pretty good, but I am not. There's a lot of other things I haven't looked at. Let's calm down. I'm gonna not do that. I'll be here all night if I do that. Creature with +2/+1, equip 3, sacrifice a creature, destroy a creature. Well, that's not bad, 1 cost. It's not what I'm looking for right now. Check for the artifact, destroy target creature, or Planeswalker. From the graveyard to your hand, not what I need. Also not what I need. There we go, this is a good one for this. So I'm gonna need more than just that skeleton though. Turn it from your graveyard to the battlefield. Act only if a non-skeleton creature died under your control this turn. He's not bad. So skeletons. However, my other idiot, I believe, is a skeleton. Resistant skeleton, there we go, that's the one I'm talking about. 3 costs, skeleton. Skeleton. But this is going to create some plants. What else am I going to actually create? Just the plants? So far I guess I just have plants. as my other creature type in this deck, so I'll add 4 of those. Battlefield tapped. This still might not be the worst thing to add to the deck if these are the only skeletons I'm going to have. Okay, I'll add 2 of them into the deck. Not final. Might pull them out. So I just want things I can pull out of my deck. Or out of my graveyard. To trigger this. Plant creature on a 1/1 counter on each plant control. Another thing I could look at is plant. Oops. Plant type creatures. Because anything that is a plant would also. Plant boar creature has haste, blah blah blah. No. One just battlefield with the top 6 cards of the library. Reveal a land card from one and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So that's not the worst either. 2 plant worm. 2 cost for an extra land early on might be decent. Vengeful creeper. Actually, you know what? Thinking this might be a not bad one. I can find a creature that lets me just have extra land. Artifact or enchantment. It's too high cost. 2 6 cost. Control creature named Power Plant Worker. Oh, Plant Worker. I'm like, that doesn't count. It's a plant. It's now 4 cost. Green enchantment, I think is what I'm looking for next. Let's get on over here. I think that's 4 cost. Could be wrong about this. Nope, this is the one I'm looking for. Conduit of Worlds artifact. You may play land cards from your graveyard. So then I want to put this in this deck. Now, do I want just 2 or do I want more? Target non-land permanent. Now, what I actually want is some kind of creature or something that lets me play extra lands. Like that 2 cost card that let me. So, E extra land. Okay, that didn't work. Extra. Wait, am I spelling that wrong? Am I an idiot? Okay, so let's just go land. And then for me. Okay, it's additional. Play an additional land, gain 3 life, exile this saga, then return to the battlefield transformed. That counts as an enchantment. The enchantment thing works with this thing. It's not bad. Persistent skeletons, this should help me survive early on. Human monk. You know what, that in life is actually pretty decent for early on survivability. To try to get some of this other stuff going and running. This might be actually, that one there is actually possibly a good choice. Well, the number of basic land types among... Oh, land types. Okay, never mind. There are some that are equal to the number of lands you control. Put a 1/1 counter into a creature vehicle you control. That's also a really good enchantment for this deck. 1/1 counters. Discard it, put X 1/1 counters into target land you control. It becomes a creature. with haste. You know what? Yeah, 3 of those. Early on, that's still pretty decent. It'd be nice if I had something that was 1 cost that let me play an extra land. Like pretty tough to find something that's 1 cost that'll let me play. The land gets them and then put it into the hand with the rest of the bottom of the library. Can't really go wrong with that guy. It's in a lot of my green decks for reasons. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, search your library for a creature, a basic land card. 2 dark creatures each get +2/+2 and gain trample. It's not the worst, not the best. Yeah, that's a game ender one. Any number of times when you do. Okay, sure. It'd be good if I had land creatures. Oh, get +1/+1 though. Oof. Starting to make just a green deck again. That's what happens when I look at these. So let's stop looking at that. Creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, 1 cost right there. That would trigger just 3 times that much. Yeah, let's put that in there. You know what? We're gonna take that out. So that still counts as an enchantment. We're not gonna have instants or sorceries in this deck, just enchantments, creatures. Play an additional land on each of your turns. So you know what? That will solve the additional lands, and that'll synergize with the Conduit of Worlds. Permanent Graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn. So you know what? That would work for creatures too. Probably don't need the Cult Conscript. I'm gonna need some other black cards though added into here to make up for the fact that I don't have much going on. Black green. If your upkeep, mill a card. If a land card is milled this way, create a target token. Creature card is milled this way, create a 1/1 insect creature token. If a non-creature, non-land card is milled. So an enchantment card. Battlefield target non-land permanent cards in your graveyard mana value less than or equal to the number of permanent cards in the graveyard. Yeah, that works pretty decent together, but that's a sorcery, so no. We're sticking to what we said. Number of land cards in your graveyard. At the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 1. 2, sack a land, gain 2 life. He actually wouldn't work too bad in this deck. Surveil 1. When Skyfish dies, we gain 1 life for each creature card in your graveyard, blah blah blah. If destroying non-elf creature upon control of power X or less, X is the number of lands you control. Power toughness equal to the number of lands you control. Number of lands you control. 6 cost though. Is that really it for black-green cards out of the current sets? 5 cards? No, that doesn't seem right. I'm gonna have to take a look at not collected too. That just seems too low. But I mean, it could be. Green, 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 green. All types. Black. Other colors. I'm not adding other colors to this one thing. Discard a land card, gain 3 life. Discard a land card, draw a card. Discard a land card. It's indestructible. That's not the worst effects. Soul enters the battlefield or attacks you. Put a land card from your graveyard on the battlefield tapped under your control. Okay. He'd actually work okay with this deck, but I'm not adding fire to this deck. It already has enough going on. Okay, so here is the other ones. Let's see. When voters enter the battlefield, if you cast it, choose target creature card in your graveyard. Return that card to the battlefield. It's less than or equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control. Otherwise, put it into your hand. 6. I'm gonna pass. I need something a little faster. And if I'm paying 6, I need that thing to like destroy like 3 creatures, do some other shit. Or like become something that is equal to the number of lands I control. Like that's not the worst effect. However, it requires me to hit it for 5. It actually isn't that much that I can add to here that's multicolored that really works besides this Insidious Roots. Speaking of, I don't see the Insidious Roots here. Fuck. The sorting thing is fricked when you get new cards. It's annoying. Because let's see, why is it not showing? Format legal, not collected. Don't have any of that shit collected. Okay. Oh, because still have land selected in there. Fucking idiot. That makes some sense why it wasn't popping up then. What else do I need to add to this deck? I was gonna be looking at all the black-green stuff, but I didn't realize I had land selected up there, so it's like, why is it not showing anything? That can't be all the cards. And it wasn't. It's just all the cards I saw because I wasn't paying attention. Discard in your hand, the rest environment library. Nope, sorcery. Sorcery. I love this card though. I picked a couple extra of these because these were nice. It's a really good green card, but it's not sticking with my theme of just sorceries here. Siege. Search your library and graveyard for a non-human creature card and value plus put it on the battlefield. This way, shuffle. An 8/8. Each non-human creature you control, you may have that creature assigned combat damage as though it weren't blocked. It's a game ender when you attack and just hit them in the face. Yeah, 1/1 green creature token. Yeah, that's a good one too. I like this guy a lot. I have him in a few green decks. He's just really nice. There's a lot of good high cost green. Okay, let's just go to the black-green section here. There we go, now we're seeing what we should see. Oh, sorcery. It is a good one, though. It's a good... No, that wouldn't work in my other slime deck at all because I wouldn't have any creatures. I'd just have the sorcery for the slimes. Blocked more than one creature. Bait 2 without offense. Double the number one counters on it. It's kind of damage. You draw a card, lose a life. That's pretty good. Destroy target enchantment, remove up to 3 counters from a permanent. So this one is an add to the deck. First strike and death touch for 3/3 for 3. Burn card from your graveyard to your hand. Would die, exile it instead. That's actually not bad either, and it does kind of work with the theme of the deck, but I only have 6 more cards. I'm looking for those special cards right now. Speaking of, sorry buddy, don't need you. I have Persistent Skeleton and I have a bunch of other stuff that will work together, I think. Descended, I don't have anything though, does that? You know, as though those creatures had haste, untap up to 1 target creature, mill 3 cards, and you return creature card can have like 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Creature card, I do not actually have a lot of creatures going on. Only ones I do have are the persistence specimens. Activate abilities of creatures. It really doesn't matter. If it reduced the cost, I would think about it. I don't need him. Sacrifice or attached. Face creature don't control. The creature would die this turn. Exile it. Activate when there's a sorcery. Zombie Burr. One counter for each creature that died this turn. It could be useful, but it's not useful for me. This is really mean and a toxic one. Throw this idiot out, and then you just throw a stupid enchantment that gives another toxic 1 onto like a toxic 2 creatures, then you're just hitting them and they're just dying almost instantly. I've had it happen to me before too, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Because there's some stupid enchantments you put on your creature. Your opponent controls will die, exile it. Instead, when you do, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token, sacrifices him. 2, draw a card. He's actually pretty decent. Huh. That is actually really good, especially with that X cost summon elves, whatever it is card. Legendary creature. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X creature cards. Put all creature cards revealed this way into your graveyard. And put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Hold stick fingers parent of the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Oh. He would work great for throwing those in the graveyard. And I honestly wouldn't care if other creatures get thrown in the graveyard because it doesn't get rid of my enchantments. Hold stick fingers, you're coming with me. Maybe I don't need 2 of them. Cost 1 less for each creature that died this sorcery, not looking at it. Bait twice, transform all incubator tokens, don't really care about that. Add X mana where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. 5. 5 cost for something that just gives me mana. No. I've read this one once already. An 18/6 for 6. That's actually kind of gross. It doesn't have any other special effects, but he's a Big little froggy. I almost want to put him in here just cuz. An 18-6. That's ridiculous. He doesn't have trample or anything, and I don't think I have any. I don't have anything that's going to give trample. I don't really have anything too crazy going on here. I need some kind of like X-cost creature that does something stupid when it comes out. What I need is just some more X-cost stuff, because I do have hand. Let's see what there is back here. Colorless. This is banned. Let's go to the X-cost stuff. Oh, there isn't X-cost things. It's just a high cost. Battlefield, each opponent sacrifices 3 creatures. Beginning of your upkeep, put target creature card from a graveyard on the battlefield under your control. It's a Phyrexian in addition to its other types. This thing let me play. Which one is it? Play lands, cast creatures, and enchantments. Okay, so it doesn't count for artifacts. I'm actually not gonna. Discover 5 is really nice, but spells you control can't be countered. That's so good. No, stop looking at artifacts. Get rid of them. So, what do I have here? One counter that you can draw a card and lose a life. So, for 1 cost, this guy is decent. Gives good power, upgrades nicely, and can be a good draw mechanic. He's an all-around good card. You'll probably see him a lot. And let's add something else here. Transform, what does it turn into? Or dies, create 1/1 green friction sapling token. Okay, not that good. Diabolic Intent. That's not bad for getting the cards you want out of your deck. I have this little Deep Cavern Bat in a lot of my pure black decks just because he's a really annoying little guy. And he gives you that lifelink. Goes Death Touch. You know what? I think those are okay for low cost stuff. I need some game enders. 5 cards left to put into this. That guy can be mean. I totally misread this guy once and threw him into a deck, and I made it into a red-black deck, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just make it so I damage him, and then my enemy sacrifices a bunch of shit. It's gonna be great. So then I had a bunch of 4 damage, like 2 cost spells, threw him out, cast it, hit him, and then it's like, yeah, the source's controller sacrifices that many permanents, and I was like, ah, damn it. Because I totally whiffed that game and just threw that deck out after that. It's like, well, that wasn't what it was reading there. Like, he's still a really good blocker. Sacrifices a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Choose one or more. Each player loses 4 life. Each player discards 2 cards. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures. Gross. You draw a card, gain 2 life, 4/5, death touch. When an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. You know what? She's not a bad one. Throw her just 1 in here. Top card of your library, you may reveal a card and put it into your hand. If you do, you lose life equal to its mana value. Create a vampire. With flying and lifelink, Soren deals 13 damage to any target and gain 13 life. Yeah, I'm not going to add him then. Not a creature, enchantment, or land. Exile target creature, and if fuck, it's an instant. That's right. I need to stick to my theme. So the opponent has 8 or more cards in the graveyard. Plus each player mills a card. You know, he's actually pretty decent too. And he does work with the theme of bringing things out of my graveyard onto the battlefield. So I might play him too. If your life total is 5 or less, exile target creature plans. Search its controller's graveyard, hand, library. Planeswalker, search its controller's graveyard, hand, and library. You know what? If you do this like a couple times, like if you had the end, like 4 copies of it in a deck, there's another card that does the same thing, isn't there? If you just did this like 3 or 4 times, you'd be like destroying someone's creature pool. Like it could just cripple them. This actually isn't that bad. It could be really good. I haven't actually thought about it too bad, but like, just think. You have this, I believe there's another spell that does the same thing. If you had 8 of those in your deck, and you got just like 2 of them, graveyard, hand, and library, like you're taking 8 creature cards out of their deck. So you can take like all of their persistent skeletons. And you could take like all of this. Like most people have 4 of a kind of cards in their deck. They're not doing the dumb shit I do, which is like, oh, I just want 1 of these, and I want 1 of these, and 2 of these, 1 of these. Like, lots of people, they will have 4 of one type of card, and it'll be creatures. If you get 2 of those out, you're taking 8 cards out of their deck, and they might draw a bunch of cards, but they're most likely going to draw like lands and other shit. You take away all their creatures, and what are they going to hit you with half the time? Should actually make a deck centered around that. Or you could make something like this, and so as soon as you run into tokens, so you get fucked. But you could copy it, so you do the same effect multiple times. What's the discard? Sell the Saga. Set a number of creature cards in defending player's graveyard. Four for 2 discards or 2 sacrifices. When you get a creature out, that's actually pretty decent. What's an enchantment? Enchant an artifact or creature you control into a brace and destroy target creature or planeswalker opponent controls. Permanent. Okay, so 4 and you destroy something, get a bonus. That's not bad. One counter on give menace until end of turn. Spell cost, blah blah. Spell, don't care. Flying lifelink. Each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you draw a card. Whenever an opponent discards a land card, create a black token. Turn the battlefield tapped and transformed. 4/4 flying lifelink for 5 isn't the worst. Yeah, we'll throw one of him in here. Why not? 2, prevent that damage and melt by set. Oh, buddy. Oh. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I'm making that. I'm adding him in. I've had more than one of him, but he is a mythic, and I don't have many mythics. I believe I just got this person in packs repeatedly. I don't think I actually ever went on my way to make a deck centered around here either. Just gonna spell blah blah. I've read that already. I don't remember what it does at this point because I forgot. Creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control a trigger. That ability triggers an extra time. Okay. Do I have anything that triggers when something dies? I don't believe I do. No. No, I don't. Could be really useful, but not in this deck. Well, that would work great with Madness. That's from an Innistrad set, so that's probably what it was meant for. -4/-4. Let me tap 2/2 blow blitz. What's that? No, okay. Invoke Despair. Repeat this process for an enchantment and a planeswalker. 5, 6. Yeah. Fairy Warlock. Hmm. No, sorcery. Stop it. I guess I could have just sorted and removed that. It's actually a really neat one. Sacrifice a creature or pay 2. Mana 7/6. Oh, that could be pretty decent too. That's a spell that player loses 5 less life unless they discard a card. Oh. It's kind of a funny one. Backer from your battlefield, blah blah blah. Selection battlefield activate only as a sorcery, only if an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. For each opponent destroy one target creature or planeswalker. So 8 cards in the opponent graveyard. Unless I have stuff that puts cards in their graveyard, that's likely not to happen. Hmm. Control, that could be useful, but it's also not specifically useful for this deck. Cards this turn, Trench Stalker has Death Touch and Lifelink. Nope. 113. Good blocker, but not in the air. It's not blocking nothing. Dies, excel another card from graveyard. When you do choose one, remove X counters from target player more X. Mana value of excel character. I don't think that's worth it. It's definitely not mythic rare worth it. Creature 6 for 2 sacrifice. That could be okay. One counter. Discards card. Can't life. Put in your graveyard. Library each bonus. This could be something I really want. So I could wipe the board, it doesn't matter for me. I can bring those back, and then that triggers this stupid stuff. So you know what, a board wipe isn't the end of the world for me. Sacrifice middle of threes. I guess that would work with the one lady, but I don't really care about that. And no more tokens. Card and lose a life. Turn creature blah 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 blah. Minus 2 on the 9 opposing players, 9 opposing counters. Well, she could kill a person just on her own with her -9 and then a 1 proliferate, but probably not going to put her in this deck. Flying trample 6/6, and then choose another creature you control and should sacrifice the chosen creature. Okay, so as soon as that thing dies, you lose your other creature. High risk, high reward. Use 10 cards for each player. Choose a creature or planeswalker card. It's on battlefield under your control. Each creature you control becomes a Phyrexian. 7 cost. Oh, it's a sorcery. It's a really good one. That's like a good game ender there. Trying to keep the sorceries out 1 card away, I guess, so. Sacrifice a non-demon. If you do create a token that's a copy of Dreadfast Demon. Sacrifice a creature, discard a card, or pay 4 life. So you have the option of doing those. He forces an opponent to do all of those things. Very slug horror. The immune, so put a slime counter on a creature you don't control. Since you don't control, get -1/-1 for each slime counter on them. Black slug, sacrifice a slug, draw a card. Okay, this is an enchantment or a sorcery, so maybe I'll keep it. Yeah, that one it is. Big. Okay, okay. So there we go. That's our game ender there. I don't actually have very much target destroyed though. We'll see how this mishmash of a deck works. I'm somewhat tired as I'm deciding to build this here. Crafting that. So let's see, new deck. Guess I can change the name here. So black, green, plant. Really didn't add enough other plants to this. Should have put more plants in here. Plant/dead things deck. I really looked. What is there for plant? Ooh. This guy's a stupid card here. It's really nice. Like, I like that ability. Oh, frick me, that's plant. If base blank, I put it on the battlefield, tap and shuffle top and starts. Can't attack and block this, you can go sever more lands. I almost wonder if a topiary stomper is a plant and a dinosaur, so he would synergize with this really well. You would still want these guys. If I had a bunch of these and this. This would be the forest cards, be able to put them into your hand and shuffle. One target land card from the graveyard on top of your library. Exile a saga returns battlefield friend. Alright, it's +1/+1 for each land you can. Oh, frick. That's also a plant. Okay. That would work, but I don't have that many different tokens. This would work really well with that. Making a plant deck might not be the worst idea. It's just I need just enough black cards to play persistent skeletons. I guess if I have that and Conduit of Worlds, I can always play something out of my graveyard. Huh. Huh. Okay, that one's not useful. It's not useful. Yeah, that's the only plant land. One of the dark creatures base power 3 and toughness 10. I forgot about this idiot. Okay. Read forest you control. Oh boy, that could still be really stupid. What? Make a deck that doesn't have any swamps in it. Except for maybe like one or two. Mostly just has forests in these. And like maybe 2 or 3 swamps. And then throw this guy in. 2 forest cards field and put one onto them onto the battlefield. That becomes really... I want this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. I want a lot of this. Okay, for now, this derp deck here is it's good. I'm not going to worry about the plant. I'm going to just get obsessed with trying to make that work. So let's just... We'll edit this one later. I'm going to make it a much better plant deck. This was kind of just the start of it. It's kind of how my decks go. I start building one. I get like the full deck list created. And then it's like, okay, alright. I need just a little bit more. So this is OOC. Is that right? Slime against humanity. This is in our name, slime against your deck can have any number of those. Not collected. OOZE. Use creature token with trample. Put X11 counters on it when X is 2 plus the total number of cards you own in exile and in your graveyard that are oozes or are named slimed against humanity. So they have to be oozes or slimed against humanity. You don't control the beginning of combat on your turn. Another target creature gets +2/+2 and loses all abilities until end of turn. Sometimes conjure a card name as slime into your graveyard. Perpetually double the power and toughness of the draw slime in the card, and then shuffle them into the owner's library. Okay, so when you play that, it just becomes that. Wait, I need to make sure they're not alchemy, but standard format legal. Okay, so that's different cards there now. Blood power, toughness, equal number of card types and 1 cards in your graveyard, and its toughness equal to that number +1 at the beginning of your end step. Green use creature token with this creature's power. Card types 1 cards in your graveyard. So he just creates more oozes. From it, turns its owner's hand. Use the battlefield, turn up to 3 target 9 cards from the graveyard to your hand. Okay, at the beginning of combat on your turn, choose 1 cloak card from your hand. Put a 1/1 counter on each colorless creature you control. That's a green. Okay, so what can we do with this? There's not actually a lot of oozes. We could still add some neat cards to this to make this work. Trying to think of any specific cards right now, and I'm drawing a blank on that. Is there anything that does with slime? Let's just ooze. Slimefoot survey. That's the one. This guy could be okay. I thought there'd actually be more slimes or oozes, but there is actually a pretty limited amount. Keep mill card, then if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, well, that would never happen. Is that a bad thing if that never happens? Huh. Right. Token. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1. 2 cost. Target creature you control gets vigilance and +X/+X. X is the number of creatures you control. This works really well if you get a bunch of those tokens out. Like that token, X +1 tokens. The creature enters the battlefield under control. Choose one that has been chosen to counter on it. You tap treasure token, gain 2 life. This guy is really good for 2 cost. Treasure tokens are really good. Hmm. Slime against humanity. Maybe I won't make a deck centered around this. Maybe I will. Big question is, do I make it a pure green deck, or do I make it something else? Number of card types among cards. That's the big problem here, is like I just wouldn't have. Just wouldn't have many card types in a deck that has just these. Top 4 cards, but all line cards revealed this way into your hand, and the rest into your graveyard. Well, that's a neat one. Now you just get the guy who has, don't sacrifice treasure tokens, you just tap them for mana, and then you have a huge amount of mana generation all of a sudden. Well, I like this Nissa. Treasure, artifact, or enchantment. Forest to control. Well, 3 of those. 2 of those. It's really just a token deck. Oh yeah, these count as lands. Forgot about that. What can I get that would synergize super well with that? Maybe blue. Blue. And spell? Copy spell, maybe. Counter target spell, counter target spell. Spells probably cost less. 2 tap, copy target spell you control that wasn't cast. Hmm. Alright, if they do spells that cast this turn cost 2 more to cast. Could be useful. Library, whenever you cast first instance sorcery, target blah blah blah. Increase your spell, put an oil counter on it. Move an oil counter from it, which means flying. Spell, counter target spell. Need something that lets me draw whenever I cast a spell. Lets me look at spells on top of my library and play spells. Those kind of things are what I need. And something that just reduces the cost of spells. I do know counter target spell with mana value 4 greater. Counter target artifact, spell. Tap and untapped artifact. You control play one. Hmm. Then we look at pay 6 if you do transform him. Right face down, you may look at the card. It's not strange if there's play lands or cast among cards exiled to nope. But if this spell was kicked, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. 3 for Scry 2, and the land is not the worst. If I cast a second spell each turn, this guy can knives. That's actually really decent for me. Discard a non-land card. 1 counter on. He works as just a permanent draw mechanic for me as long as 2 spells are cast. Well, draw and discard. Draw and discard would work with the slimes to make them stronger. We'll put things in here and then we might take a bunch out. And then we'll add a bunch more of these. Oops. We'll put like 8 and 10. 10 at least. So we just need things. Spell is kicked, create 1/1 token, blah blah blah. Spend this mana to cast an artifact. Top card of your library, as long as the relationship is attached to it, you may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. 3 to reconfigure. Okay, so lands and spells, not creatures. This is almost exactly what I need. Gold cards. I do have a good chunk of gold cards. Incubate. Do I want that? Probably not. Yes, this is a sorcery spell. Draw a card. Ooh, okay. These two and this two. Except for when I get to my lands. This spell you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. It's only once each turn. Only once each turn. Still, those two work perfect, along with chips is attached to a creature. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of the library. So that works really well with this. It is. You need some like one cost things to just get some mana out. Oh, there's 3 or more poison counters. Draw 2 cards. Spell costs 2 less. Yes. You can cast 2 or more spells. Counter target spell. Don't care about countering spells. Need draw and some lower mana cost. Here we go, Jim. Instant sorcery cards, instant sorcery spells. Cast cost 1 less to cast. This guy right here. The rest of these is pretty decent. 1 less to cast a bargain. Okay. Slime Against Humanity. Audition. Instant sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, draw a card. That right there, draw a card, great. Action 1. Craft those. Oops. It's not legendary, so it doesn't really matter. I don't care too much if I don't get all 4 of those. I might get rid of that guy. I don't really need to. What's the top card you library at any time? Attached to a creature. Play lands. So it's a 0/4 creature just begin with for 2. So it's a good blocker. You know what? Why it's making me do that? Whoop, that was the wrong creature. Whoops. And I actually want to craft that guy. I want to do that. I want 1 more of him in the deck too. Player casts their second spell each turn. Connives. Draw a card, then discard a card. That would help a lot to get the lands out of the way too. Well, he's actually not that bad. 1/3 gets bigger. Nissa is my end game if like something goes wrong. I actually think this is almost good enough to go as a derpy little deck, except for not legal. 0 to 1 cost. With those. Selling the green cards from your hand. The spell costs 2 less to cast for each green card. Creature with mana value X. And less than X each line of card. On the battlefield tapped to shuffle. Oh, whoops. Don't need spell in the name of this. One cost, tap an artifact. Don't really care about that. 1 cost mana generator is actually not bad to get that mana advantage going. One cost Death Touch might be enough to dissuade some things, but I want less creatures because I'm just all my sorcerers give me creatures. I don't need that. Shuffle. So sorcery for searching for a land, one cost. Was bargain. Target land you can roll 3/3. Creature owns haste. So lines are slung for this land. Put it into hand. Shuffle. Artifact, enchantment, or token you control. More token. Actually, you know what? Not collected. Let's go to the blue green section. Well, I do actually want. I'm getting ahead of myself. I do want something green that's low cost. Give me some extra mana, so faster play. Artifact, 5 cards, enchantment, blah 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 blah. One mana, spin this mana, only cast dinosaur spells, of course. Really good in a dino deck, though. Creature you control, their creature you don't control. Creature you control into the battlefield, destroy one counter on most creatures fight. Artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. Still think that's a really good card. Doesn't give me any mana advantage. Still, 2 of those isn't the worst. I'll have things on the ground, but I won't have anything for flying. Well, I guess that would count for land. We care. Oh, Seed of Hope would work really good in that other deck. We're just getting a creature into my graveyard, then pulling it out, putting it into my hand. Kick off that little effect. I remember that. Counter on Volgeist. This guy actually would work really well for that deck too. He's actually a good little guy. I have a couple of them. Play additional land this turn. Gain 3 life, exile Sovereign. Tapped. Yeah, if I had something that would just let me play extra land all the time. There is a card and I totally forget what it is. It does that. Toxic 2. Snake Ninja. I actually don't think I need really any. Yeah, let's just go switch over and look at the blue-green combo cards. Don't need these. Well. No. Nope, nope. Don't have any X cost. I don't need stupid shit like that. You know what? Stupid as it sounds like, this little idiot. Little crocodile. Yeah, sure. Let's grab him. This wouldn't be bad either. Blue green. I have more cards than I need in this deck. I'm gonna get that copy card. Beginning of combat on your turn, you may collect evidence. When you collect evidence, investigate. Don't care about that. Pull the top card of your library if it's a land or double face card, draw a card. After a player casts a spell that targets only a singular creature other than Ivy equals equal spell thief, you may copy that spell. It's actually kind of a neat little card, but I don't really need it or want it. Explorers, a land card, I don't have anything else to stand that. Mana of any color. 2 mana of any one color, spend this mana, cast spells from your graveyard. Okay, too bad. Sour, return third card with flashback. Okay, also too bad. That's actually a really good little... It's a plant. You know what I should look at? I didn't do it last time. I should just look at everything that's a plant in all the colors. So I should create my plant deck. The other one's not a plant deck. It's kind of mishmash. I'd keep no card. 1/1 insect token for each creature card in your graveyard. Well, that would be useful if I had creature cards. Tap up to one target creature you don't control, and that creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. 2 costs and then 3 to flashback. Not the worst. Create a token that's a copy of target non-frog creature, except it's a 1/1 green frog. Create a token that's a copy of target non-frog creature. 3 costs to create a copy of something isn't bad, because there are some silly creatures out there. Plus 1 plus up for each transform permanent you control. Everything would be transformed. With the counters, legendary creature ooze. Enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2 if you do proliferate. Ooh. Could be useful too. If you control 7 more lands, that's actually really good. Green-blue land deck. You always go through and find a card and you're like, oh yeah, that would work great. And then you just have a whole new idea for a deck. I don't cast spells with mana value 5 or greater. Or spells with X in their mana cost. X cost card guy here, not too bad. 1 tap, draw card, discard card. He's fairly okay. I mean, not game breaking, but not bad. Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. Okay. If it was just cast spells, it might not be bad. From that turn, explores, then you may have it become a copy of another creature you control until end of turn. Nope. Wait. Another creature you control, yeah, no. Spend better, you may pay 3 if you do proliferate twice. Whenever you proliferate, draw a card. This guy and this guy work really well together here. Good synergy. Lots of times you'll notice that among these creatures. Spell, nope. doesn't work. Control have vigilance and tap, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a creature spell. Fuck. It had to be creature spells. When you cast 3 or more mana was spent and draw a card. That's actually really good for a creature deck, but I have the opposite of that. I have mostly a spell deck. XX green and blue bird and flying. Haste when X is the number of cards. And it's still land when land creature you control deals combat damage. Player draw a card. Oof. Investigate. You may play an additional land this turn. Flying vigilance. Ring. Attach trap to 1 target artifact. If you control done a permanent, draw a card. I don't need him. Flying vigilance isn't bad. No, the sorcery part isn't bad either, but no. You do combat, you turn, choose 1 cloak card from behind, put 1 encounter on each colorless creature. Vigilance Ward 3. And Kiora. She also was a planeswalker for a while. You cast Crack and Leviathan Rock. This serpent spell from behind. Look at the topics. Blah 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 blah. I bet it's bad. Let's put the rest of them down. That's actually pretty decent. Cameo, huh? Tap up to 1 target artifact or creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. That's a good slowdown. Exile target non-land permanent card with mana value X from a graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of that card. Cameo's no button life card with the spells you cast cost 2 less to cast and tap draw a card. I actually like her. Actually isn't that bad. It would only take 2 or 3 turns to get her final effect. 2 turns if nothing goes wrong. That's not really... maybe. We'll see. Oh, he's really good for a copying deck. Too bad I don't have Beasts of Birds, right? That's... no, that spells news. Well, it's a sorcerer. It's 7 cost. Target creature to its owner's hand. Discard this. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. X tokens that are copies of that permanent. So those 2 are getting added to this deck, and they are spells. X1 counters a target creature you control. Counter up to 1 target spell. I'm throwing 1 of those in here. Goose Mother and spell. X1 counters the Goose Mother into the battlefield. Create half X food tokens. Rams up or sacrifice the food if you do draw a card. A goose. Gotta give him the goose. It's not a sorcery. Doppelganger is pretty decent. Craft all. So maybe in some of the new sets there'll be some new oozes. I can actually play this deck and see how it plays. Should probably put some multi-lands in it now that I think about it. Lands. Cast an instant source from your hand against rebound. So this resolves at the beginning of the next upkeep. You may cast the card from exile without paying its mana cost. Does rebound make it go back into the graveyard or not? I can't remember. Let's throw them in here. I'll test it. We'll see. Okay, here we go. I just have the ones that enter tapped right now. And Whatever, I'll throw 2 that enter tapped. Red or white spells? 20 creature spells, that's the exact opposite of what...
Whatever you played last time will show up here. You can practice with me to start.
Shut up.
Use the Find Match tab to try out a new format.
Can't throw it away.
Or the Events tab to see both limited and constructed events. You'll find the color challenges under the Events tab.
Fuck. What did I even start playing with? Can I just select auto battle? I think I'm playing my alchemist deck. Looks like it. Whatever. Don't care. This doesn't look like a good hand. Not a bad card. It's actually saved me before. Combat turn. Control one, put a 1/1 counter on person. Dies. That's a pretty good one. He's gonna have a weird deck, isn't he? I'm gonna kill it if he attacks me. He didn't attack me. Its owner's hand. It's not bad. Creature artifact, just artifact, no attacks. Gonna have to return this guy back to his hand. Maybe I should return that guy back. Maybe not. You guys are gonna get stupid. He's gonna get mana out of it. Oh, things aren't going good. Yeah, let's just throw that in your hand for nobody. Okay, good. I can kill it when it comes back though. Or I can wait a turn, kill it, and kill something else. To Inferno. Not getting the cards I really need here. Then again, I don't really know what I need here. At 2 mana. Oof. That was worse than I thought. Oh, the buttons have... Whoops. Forgot to, play a blue card so I can play Teferi. So I guess I can use Twin Inferno and this. So control get +1/+1. Okay. This isn't so bad. Pass on defenders. I'll block the one that gives mana. All I can do for that, however... Dang. bad. Best. I might still be able to pull something off here, we'll see. Not looking great.
The entire multiverse is at stake. I won't back down.
Create something to
Nobody
give me
knows
some,
the past better than me.
creatures. Text Fury? Yeah, no, I'm not blocked. Can't do nothing about that.
Just worse.
Okay, 3. Okay. Still not gonna be enough. He is a little mana starved, though. Oh, you have cards to deal with stuff, don't you? 2 gives it +2/+2. Block there, block here, and see what he hits me with, or doesn't hit me with. Okay. It's not bad. I'll take that. Looking good, actually. Get that turn, so I need some other spell that I can copy. Besides my Alchemist Gambit. Oh, this thing has vigilance. That's even better. Yep. Gonna be able to kill him there with that. Attack through 7/5. Yeah, I'm not even gonna block that. No blocks. It all depends on what I draw. If I draw a land, I'm fuckered. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's see. 3. I don't think I'm fuckered. I have 4. Okay, so I don't actually... There you go. I'm not losing the game with that. Let's see if he blocks. Did block. Okay. Now. That would be really good to get out, but I don't have the mana for it, so let's put that down there. Oh, that one. Oh, fuck, I can't play either of those. Spell this turn, dropping that spell.
I can feel the yearning of the wild grow more intense.
Alchemist will block him.
Must resist the good wolf.
Rather just take her out. It's been a pretty close one. Shit, I've been doing this for 3 hours. Not surprising. Unless you can kill my 10-10, I'm still gonna be alive.
We'll catch them by surprise.
I'm gonna play this real safe here.
Retreat into the night.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, still okay. 5, 6, 7. Go. Nice, annoying, slow death. That's what this deck is doing. Yeah, sure. You know what? We'll take it. We'll throw that in our graveyard, so we can still get the flashback for it. So we have 4 mana. Return something, and we can draw. Sure, we'll just force him to block with one of his last little creatures. And we're gonna throw that back in his hand next turn and make him play twice. Doing it on the end step, I don't think you can actually play his creature back out. Oh, I actually can't do that because I have another blue mana. Do both of those though, so why wouldn't I? I'll attack with both of them, I think. My 2 alchemists will kill him. They're doing their job right. Oh, we did it. We won when we had 1 health left. Well, I guess silver tier isn't too big of a deal. Got one of the challenges, kill 25, cast 20 red or white spells. Do that one later. That resets in 2 hours. Okay, kill 25 of your opponent's creatures. Play. I'm gonna switch over. I want to try my Weirdo's deck.
Is your rank.
Shut up thing. It's probably way too late. It's actually only 11:40. Fuck, I feel so tired. I'm so old. Oh. One buddy's still on here. Maybe I'll see if he's gonna play. Card investigate. Bird, and then this defender. Oh, these have trample too. Nice. You can make these really mean if you add the thing that there's a lot of cards for whenever you add an extra counter, you put an extra of that counter on. So I want him to counter this if he's going to counter anything. I want this to stay. This is like a big part of the deck. So counter it, you motherfucker. Oh, one buddy left. Sure, we'll attack my one little guy. Why not? He has his draw going. Transform it. Oh. It's super amazing, right? Getting this out is a pretty big deal when I get her out. She starts just creating those more creature tokens. Oh, is he gonna counter this one? If you are, you're a butt. Boop, boop, boop. Let's stack all of it, fuck it. I don't care if these things die, whatever. Totally not blocking this, but I don't care. Free 2 flyer. He's gonna make a bunch of flyers once he reveals that thing. If I reconfigure it, or I play a land and play Nisso, that's the real question here. You know what? Reconfigure him. Ooh, what an ass. Now I don't have that ability until I kill that thing. It's a perfect counter for this thing that sucks. I don't have a way to stop it either. Destroy target non-artifact creature. That's an artifact creature. Things might be bad here. Oh, I got another reality chip. That's super bad. 3, 6, 3, 4, 5. There's enough flyers. It's still gonna be a problem. Well, you might just have a counter puck. Alright, that's game. This deck didn't really work that well. At least this time. It's funny because you'll just run into counters in ways that you just lose no matter what you do. This could work really well. If I get a couple other cards out, I'm just able to just keep playing these from the top of my deck. Right now I don't have the counters on him. One target spell once his controller plays more. Fortunately, that's all I can do because it's going to hit me more in the air than I can deal with. He has the murder anyways. Black and blue is a pretty good control combo. I see a lot of these, like, low cost, and then this guy. Because, you know, he just gets so strong so fast early on. That's why people like them. Yeah, that's all I can do. No blocks. Did it get me to the challenge? I don't think it did. I don't think I even killed a single one of their creatures that time. Kill red or white. What do I have for red or white?
This is your rank.
Soldiers and bunny coins.
This is your rank. After each victory,
Sure.
it'll improve.
Whatever you say. Have white cards in this deck, so we'll play that. We might get the other challenge. Then I should have something to kill creatures in this. Or maybe exile doesn't count. I don't know. I get all three of the daily challenges, then it'll take a little while. Yeah, sure, whatever. Keep 7, good enough. Yeah, I won the land. I'm actually happy with that. That's right, these little ruin lurkers are surprisingly good. No creature yet. Okay. Okay, sure. Good. No blocks. Need another land to pop up. Eh, that's not bad either, actually. Oh, sure, you know what? I'll get rid of it. Basically, just get rid of anything we can of his. It's not the worst. Even 2 creatures to play. Okay. This is where this fast decks are just, you know, they're not bad. Like, you just keep destroying their shit with some of your instant cards. Grand target creature controls these +0/+0. One gains haste until end of turn. Oh yeah, no block. Whatever. Hit me for 3. Sure. I'll give you 3 life and then I'll hit you back for some more. Ooh, or maybe. Enter the battlefield becomes triggered. I'm tempted to do that, but you know what? This is just such a good. Oh, probably has a counter in his hand though. Fuck. All of those are good cards, so whatever. Oh, okay. Just attack with everything. Counters and untap. It's super nice. Show less than battlefield. The 2/1/1 counters on that creature. I don't actually know why I have this in here. This one I know why I have it in here. This is a really good one. The blockers, whatever. Nice. See, maybe they'll counter this. Oh. Sure, I'll pay. Actually okay with that. Play Ella Schnorr next turn. She can mess up other people's turns real bad because she'll stop the other things from triggering. Oh, you're not throwing some creatures out this turn, buddy? Okay. You do you. Might have some crazy creature. Hopefully it's not something that triggers when it enters the battlefield. As if it is. Oh boy. It's not gonna have a good time. Oh, actually, I think this guy's gonna trigger off his ability twice. Maybe. We'll see. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, so close. One health left. Counter? Yeah, I'm countering it, buddy. Although I don't think he has anything to stop me anyways. This one's a really stupid card too. Counters on it. Good job there. Well, that should have got me what I needed, I think. Whatever, get through that. Oh, one off? Really? I mean, you still have to... I definitely spend more time playing around with the decks than I do actually playing this. Let's just take a look at... everything. Everything plant. Everything plant that I have and don't have. A 2 mana of any color. That would work good with the black little buddies, the persistent specimens actually. No, 2 for a mana, and then 2 for mana of any color for cards from the graveyard. Target card flashback from you own from exile to your hand. That's actually not bad at all. Works okay with this guy. This guy's nuts. Five green and blue playing creature to a trample. What other target creature with base power toughness through 3 until end turn? Is that like really it for all the colors? It's all the plants? Man, sometimes you expect to find like a bunch and then you're like, oh, yeah, no, there's like nothing. This guy is so good, but if you don't have a lot of force, he's just useless. Topiary Stomper, though, is Vigilance 4/4 for 3. Search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield, tap and shuffle. That's a really good one for this. Sail the saga, then return to the battlefield transformed. Well, we can craft 2 of those Topiary Stompers for this deck. 1 of these guys for the deck. Finished deck, I don't care. Done. We'll play it. I feel like playing this.
This
might be a derpy deck, but whatever.
This is your rank. After each victory,
shut up.
it'll improve.
Yeah, up until you get to the higher ranks, then it's like you win one, you go up 1 point. It takes so freaking long to go through them. It's just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I think I got up to like gold rank or something last time, and I was like, okay, this is just going to a crawl. I mean, you'd be fighting against super fast decks, and you would have a super fast deck. But if you matched up against the super fast deck that counters yours, then you lose no matter what. It's like, shit. It's all about luck at that point. Luck of the draw and luck of the matchup. 2, and we have an additional 1. I'm not sure. Keep it. Get this little guy. Play him. Next turn I can play that and get that out, then I'll have 3 mana out. It's actually crazy you can choose to change some of those lore counters on some of them, just to the final effect. Oh, I don't have the right one. Check tokens you control. Well, we'll do this. Nice. That works out real good. It's not super good, but it gets through that. I'll probably get a land next turn, then I can hopefully get that. If not, whatever, I'll just play this. Didn't actually. But I have a 3/3. Oh, mountain, forest. Okay, cool. Shit. First strike death touch is kind of like needed, so fuck it. It's not needed, but you know what I mean. Forest. Throw this guy out there. Next turn we're throwing this one out. Yes, this is coming out. Oh, I see what you're doing there, buddy. Not bad play. It's not super needed right now, but let's throw this out now. throw a swamp out there. And then every upkeep I should be getting a land out of my graveyard. And I'll have this in this turn here. Keep bringing this guy out. I don't actually have a way to kill him off though, besides blocking. Becomes tapped too. That's not a problem. I can do that on his end step. Things are going to work out. Starting to kick off. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Kind of need creatures. Looks like he's running a toxic strat here. He has a lot of creatures versus my not lots. One, two, three. Oh my goodness. I'm putting that in the graveyard because it's just better to have no attacks end turn. So when I pull that out, I'll get a token. It'll be a 1-2. Tapped. I can do that at any time, I think. We'll see how this works. It's kind of a derpy strat, and you need to get this stuff out, but it's all mostly low cost. This helped me get to some of them. Don't actually care about the flip effect of this card, like, ever. So many guys, though. I just have my one right now. That is such a good amount of land pull. I have both an artifact and an enchantment down now. Fuck, that's gonna be good next turn. This is actually popping off not bad, this deck here. You have something of his -3. Oh, that's a sorcery. Fuck my life. I fucked that one up. It's a good enchantment for him to get right then and there. Any color ×2. Okay, he's not attacking with everything. He's going to attack with this. I don't actually have... I'm not going to block that one. I need to block this guy. 4, lifelink, toxic one. Block the 4. And 2. Do that one. -3, -3. What do you want to? Yeah, we'll do this. Three, 6. Do I have enough? Beginning of your upkeep, put a target creature. Okay, no, we're not going to do that. Because I want to be able to bring this guy back. Fuck, that's not good. It's getting the things that's pumping him up enough. Pretty good. Actually, it's not as bad as I think. These are gonna pop off here too. Okay, so block the 3/3 and kill it. Block. Could block another 3/3 and kill it. Let's block 5, 5. I think I live with this. I'll live through another turn, I think. Oh nice, let's do that then. Fuck it. I actually have enough for this too. Cool. Nice. That's right, those guys give mana ×2. I don't know if it actually gives 2 or if it just has the option of either. 5, 10, 15. Something. Well, twice that many cards. 30. Blocks. I need to block a 5. Oh, they all have menace. Fuck, do I lose all? Fuck. 5, 10. I think I lose. Dang. I think I have anything that stops me. No, I don't have anything that stops me from dying. Should add something that does that. If I had one card I could return to the top of my deck there, I could have done something with that. That guy's effect works really good for that. I need to double check though. If there's any cards... Got another pack? Oh, yeah. I'm playing. So, what is there that, what do I even call that? I actually like this guy. Not this guy. Angel of Suffering. Vent that damage, mill twice that many cards, so... Shuffle? Shuffle. This can dash flame if it's fewer than that. Nope, not what I'm looking for. Hey, there we go. Excel them. That's the other one I was saying. This one. And whatever other one destroys the end. The end and Deadly Cover-Up. Those are... But you have to collect 6 for this one. Destroy all creatures. Just costs you may collect 6. Destroy all creatures. If evidence was collected, exile a card from an opponent's graveyard. Okay, so you have to pick one from the graveyard. Yeah, that with the end combined together, you could make like a mean black deck that's just meant to stop them from having creatures. An anti-creature deck, I guess. Oh, that's actually just a card from a graveyard. That could be more than just creatures. Okay. I just need a creature that when it gets shuffled or put into your graveyard, you shuffle it back into your deck. It's kind of situational, but I would almost want to add more of this Angel of Suffering. He's so nice. It works great for playing out of the graveyard like this deck does. It's popping off okay. Then that guy just got too many creatures, too strong, and I didn't have quite enough going. The mana gen you get from having those little things is pretty good. And this Topiary Stomper is a plant, so you get the buff. I almost need a couple more ways to play out of my graveyard. That still works really good, though. Might not even need Glissa. He is a draw mechanic. I guess it's not really a big deal. It's probably not going to happen too often. At that point, I'm going to lose the game. I'm sure there's a card, I just can't think of it. Or... These are all search. When enters graveyard. I'm too tired to really think about this. He looks so good in so many decks, this little buddy. Put on top deck. Put deck. Collected. That's weird. Do you think that would be? What does it say for the wording when it puts things on top of the deck then? I don't know. Place? Nope. Well, whatever. That could be used to put it on top of my deck, but that's not what I want. It's a situation that's probably not going to come up too often. Actually, what am I saying? I'm going to probably put another one of that guy in there eventually. Home. Only one twice today, but lots of time to get more of those later. I'm not even going to worry about this bullshit. It's more money and don't want to put money into it. I guess it's not money if you just keep building up the coins and then using them for that or whatever. Not gonna worry about that. Exit game. That was definitely fucking 4 hours. Fucking, that's way longer than what I should have probably done that for. Well, I'll see you guys next time. I'll be back on maybe tomorrow. I did some Grand Blue Fantasy relink here with my roommate. We just did some of the quests, so tomorrow I'll probably carry on with that story, and I don't remember if I'm probably just recording that. I'm not streaming it. I should probably get into streaming it. I need to get back to doing my Radical Dreams playthrough. I guess I could stream some Honkai Star Rail every now and then too. I leveled up my one lady up to 70 there. I'm just waiting for more energy to recharge to farm things. I basically did that while I sat there and watched some YouTube stuff earlier when I first got back. The farming for that stuff is never going to be done. But I'll see you guys next time. I doubt anybody's actually watching this 4-hour Magic the Gathering thing, but if you are, thank you. And see you next time.